Okay, let's start this. Okay, so I'm making pizza. This is pizza dough that I made last night. I should keep it covered. So this is a pizza dough recipe from Serious Eats, but I did make a few changes to it though. For one, I increased the amount of olive oil in it, so it's and a little bit more water, so it's a lot more hydrated than a regular pizza dough. Also, I find if you add too much oil, it softens up the dough too much, and it's not like, it doesn't become like the crispiness that you want it to be, right? Also added MSG to it. So this is a MSG brand Accent. It's like $5 from the store I bought it from, which is like, I think that's insane. That's like pretty expensive, but it was either that or spend like, spending like 30 or 40 minutes driving to the Asian market from the Harris Teeter, looking for it, and then driving back. I'm not gonna do all that. I'd rather spend like $5 on that than spend like 30 or 40 minutes looking for MSG at the Asian market, even though it is like $1 for like a bag twice as big as that. Oh, and I add diastatic milk powder to it. This stuff. So it's like a grounded down, what is this? Like grounded down sprouting barley. Yeah. It's grinded down to a fine powder, and it just like, yeah, helps a lot. Helps your bread rise, helps it brown. It's really good. This is tomato sauce that I technically made by myself. What it is it's tomato sauce that I had. Szechuan sauce, like actual Szechuan sauce, like traditional, that has peppercorns in it. It's not sweet. It's mainly just spicy. Not like McDonald's Szechuan sauce. Like sauce that is like made usually in the province of Szechuan in China. Szechuan sauce. What else was it in here? A little bit tomato paste. I add a little bit more tomato paste. I added tomato paste to it because I just like the like that weird, not that like, what's that word for it? The tanginess, like almost like a tangy acidicness, the whatever. But like I like that, that sharp flavor that comes with it when it's on a pizza, right? So I added tomato paste to it. So it's tomato paste, Szechuan sauce, tomato sauce, and the debris from chili oil. Because I already had the Szechuan sauce, I don't want to add more. I guess I could have. It wouldn't really mattered, really. I mean, pizza is all usually like stuffed with olive oil anyway. So, but and the reason you don't see any chili debris in here is because I blended it all up, and then after that I cooked it down even further to make this like concentrated sauce. And I'm just gonna like, so I don't really have that much. This is like a third of a cup. But I'm gonna spread this very thinly on the pizza, and it should be fairly strong. Even just like a little bit amount on it. Where's my spatula? It's right here. I've been cooking a lot, which is why there's still dirty dishes in here. Just like in the past like 2-3 days, I made meatloaf, like a big thing of meatloaf. I made a bunch of chicken and waffles, like 4 or 5 servings of chicken and waffles. I made Those like fish fillet sandwiches, those are pretty good. So this is sausage, humanely raised sausage that I just threw on the pan, on a cold pan. I just want it cooked, really. I don't really care for anything else about this. Okay, so man, there's so much I could say about ground meat and just meat in general. So this sausage is humanely raised. So okay, the thing about like humanely raised and organic is a lot of people give like those like titles a bunch of shit, because it's like, oh, it doesn't even matter because that animal still ends up in a cage anyway, and it's the animals who are gonna die anyway. And it's like, I don't know, just do more research on it. It's just like organic, yeah, it's not as oh, and the thing about, someone talked to me about this, how organic meat isn't real, and I was just like, what are you talking about? And they're like, organic just means like it's not chemically processed, so that only applies to like, or like it's not genetically modified, so that's like, that only applies to fruit and vegetables. And I felt, dude, some people, it's crazy how like that too, I thought that was insane, right? I guess I thought the same thing too when I was like a lot younger and I didn't know anything about meat, or like, but like, oh, that's a bad flip, and that's a better flip. But like, I thought this person, like this person had a phase where like they wanted to not go vegetarian but kind of go vegetarian. And I was just like, didn't you like do any research on this when you, I don't know, it's like, so what organic means is that like this animal at least had some amount of freedom, and this cow could walk around at least somewhat, right? They could eat grass. I mean, that's not always the case. You know, your meat, you know, a cow can be completely happy, but there could be like one or two things that is stopping it from being labeled as organic. But being organic is like an identifier that at least at least the animal wasn't kept in a cage the entire life and treated like shit. And then after organic is humanely certified. So humanely certified means that like it either was never put in a cage, or it was like put in a cage for a very minimal amount of time for certain reasons, right? At least that's, to me, that's what it is. After like, that may not be the case, but and being in a cage is not like, oh, when I say that might not be the case, I mean like, you know, I don't know if that's actually, I just know that humanely raised means it has like a higher level of standard for living, right? And a very more strict, right? And cage is like not the only factor. There's a lot more other factors. Like the type of food that they eat, or like how they're treated and everything. I'm gonna stop talking about that. I don't know, I feel like it's like a type of lecture that only a few people are interested in. But it's something that I complain about a lot. there's just there's so much on my mind, like, that I want to talk about. For example, like this pan, right? Why am I using this pan and not something else? Well, for one, the biggest reason I'm using this pan is because I don't have anything else, right? And there's a lot of when you buy pans like these, normally they come with a thing that says, "Oh, don't cook this above like certain temperature." I think it's okay. Depending on, I think this though might be too wet. See, maybe you're not supposed to, but this pan is like pretty thick. Thicker than the regular aluminum pan that says you're not supposed to cook this above a certain temperature. So I think it's fine. I'm just gently moving this just because it is very soft and I don't want to break it. I really don't think it matters if I break it anyway. Moving this very gently. I'm not gonna do the hand thing where you need it on the knuckles on your fingers. Just because this dough is so hydrated that it might break if I do that. And from my experience, I've noticed water makes things like harder, while fat makes things like softer, right? In terms of like bread. So this is very hydrated with water. I'll put that, turn that off for now. But okay, back to the pan. So this pan, the reason I'm using it is because I just don't have anything else. My cast iron's not gone. Stainless steel would not be a good idea because stainless steel, you need to get that hot so that it wouldn't stick first. And if I got the hot, then I wouldn't be able to do this. It would just cook immediately the second I got on to the pan, because it would start cooking immediately. Stretching it out as soon as I can, just gently doing this. Just gently. So this pan is a little bit seasoned, and it's like seasoned like a cast iron. So I had someone tell me also that you can't season like a baking tray like this, right? And that's completely bullshit. You can season anything. You can, like, there's a reason why on the videos of people making pizza, the pans that they have, or like, even though they're not cast iron, they look cast iron just because of how dark they are. And that's just because they're well seasoned. That's because they've been using those pans for decades. So there's like a giant layer of polymerized oil in there that keeps their pizzas like non-stick, or keep their pizza pans non-stick, right? And people, you can season anything. You can season cast iron, stainless steel. You can season, not okay. I was gonna say you can season non-stick pans, but I don't think you can, because it would like burn the material that non-stick pans are made of. Because they tell you not to like bring them up to a certain degree, and when you're seasoning something. So non-stick pans, I think the cap is like 500 degrees or 600 degrees. And when you're seasoning something, oftentimes you will go to 500 or 600 degrees. Sometimes 700, although when you start getting to 700, that's when like the oil starts burning really, really badly and not really polymerizing. But sometimes it can get to 700 and it's no big deal. You just add another layer on and just keep pressing on. That's why I'm using this pan, because it is like somewhat seasoned. So I hope that because it's somewhat seasoned, it like will help it make it slightly be non-stick. I'm not making like perfectly shaped pizza. That's like I mean, I could spend another like 10 minutes trying to push this out, but I'm not gonna do that. It's too much work. So I'm cooking the sausage. The reason I'm cooking it instead of just putting it on the pizza raw is because there's a lot of fat and water in pork meat, in any meat really. So cooking it will help it take all that water off, and also it's not gonna brown in the oven. It's gonna brown a little bit, but it's not gonna brown as much as direct contact with the pan. So this is like helping increase flavor while also taking away that water content to like stop the pizza from being soggy. And water content, I find water content is extremely important thing to consider when you're cooking, right? And I feel like it's not something that's really thought about much. I'll put it on low. The oven's preheating. It's tomato sauce, salami. So I'm gonna check the video, make sure it's still running. Okay. So this is salami. It's from Boar's Head. Not sure how ethical Boar's Head is, but really doesn't matter. Cause I only try to find organic or humanely raised when I'm dealing with like pure meat. Meat things. What is it, like non or like minimally, what is it, like not meat products, like just actual meat, right? When it comes to like meat products like this, it's hard to find it as humanely raised and organic, and it's even harder to find a humanely raised / organic meat product that is good, right? So Boar's Head, it's, to me, I find Boar's Head to make pretty good meat products. And Galvani, again, not too sure if it's even possible to find like organic cheese like this. I'm just using the lid of the pizza as the lid of the thing that I use to store my pizza as a plate. So let's try this cheese. I'm so hungry. Tastes like cheese. I should start with tomato sauce first. Where's my cutting board? Where's my cutting board? Where the hell is my cutting board? Oh, it's right here. Got this little Japanese. Okay, cutting boards, right? Why are they so hard to find? Why, it is crazy. I couldn't, it's like, I'm looking. So I want a wood, like a tree wood cutting board, not bamboo, tree wood. No little weird, no handle. I don't want a handle. I don't want a little hole I can poke my finger in. I don't want a little edge right here. I don't want that. I just want like just a piece of wood that's made from wood and not bamboo. It's so, I had to look for so long to find a board like this, right? Just like, the reason why I want bamboo, bamboo is like really popular because it's like super durable, super strong. It's stronger than wood. But the thing about bamboo is it's not as soft as wood. So I wanted wood because wood is softer than bamboo. And it's just the personal preference I wanted. I'm gonna and I knew it existed out there, but it was just really hard to find. I wasn't gonna give up and just buy just bamboo. And also just finding a pure board with like no like BS around it, like no handle or like some like that string to put your hand around for some reason, and no like juice collector thing. And a small cutting board too. I want a small one because I already have a big one. I have this freaking monster right here. It's like freaking 20 pounds or something like that. 20 pounds may be a little bit much. Maybe like 15 pounds, right? Finally found one. It's hard to find. So, just cutting open the salami. I'm using salami because I was looking up online. Someone was talking about how pepperoni is like a C tier or cured meat to put on pizza, and I just thought, well, I haven't really tried much anything else on pizza, so why not try pepperoni? You know, or a salami. I meant. Thick slices? No, I think. I think regular, like how I slice them regularly, is already pretty thick. I don't think my hand on the thinnest setting is like a meat slicer on its thickest setting, you know. So yeah, I don't know how much I want. I find adding too much toppings can be a hassle too, because like sometimes I want the cheese to be browned, and when there's too many toppings, you don't really get that brown cheese. Oven's done, sausage is cooking. You notice I don't throw these away because I just use them to, like, you know, after I'm done like drying my hands, I just put them right here so I can like wipe the table so I don't have to use a paper towel. And then therefore I don't have to clean a paper towel, not paper towel, an actual towel. So actually let's move this a little bit more. Maybe I can make it perfect. Maybe it won't take me 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. Is this? Let me taste this. Still good. Oh, super tangy. I like that. I want it to be super tangy, but that's not good. See, this one I haven't used to wipe the table yet. I used the other one over there, but not this one. So I know this one's clean. I can wipe that down. I don't want to get tomato sauce on the actual cooking thing because the tomato sauce, the cheese, that's okay to get on, but the tomato sauce will actually burn. Right? And I've had that before where like you find ash, like a little bit of ash around your pizza because of the tomato sauce that's like burnt. So the recipe for this pizza though from Serious Eats says you need like 1.5 cups of tomato sauce. I think that's a little bit too much. I think even with me using this 1/3 cup, even this 1/3 cup might be a little bit too much, right? I know that it says a whole cup because it's for like 2 pizzas, but I'm making 1 pizza and it's already like 1/3 cup is too much for 1 pizza. Right? I guess it depends how like I guess that depends on other factors though. Like how much your dough has been risen or how much you decide to stretch it or like how trying I don't know. I was thinking like maybe like the thickness of your sauce could affect it, but I don't think that's a thing. Maybe they have you cook it down. I haven't really read past the ingredients list for a dough. Really, I think the thing about baking, right, and making pizza, or not pizza, making bread in general, is that like you can have the technique down, but you don't have the measurements down. Like baking is like you need to write down the measurements unless you're really, unless you do it like almost every day, so you have the numbers memorized. But that's why baking is harder than cooking, because you can't just like, in cooking you can just bullshit things, right? Oh, teaspoon. The recipe says a tablespoon of soy sauce. So what that means to like literally 99% of humanity is that what it doesn't literally mean a tablespoon of soy sauce. It means like you grab a big spoon from your thing and just scoop out some soy sauce, and then you just guess that it's probably a tablespoon, or it just means you just like do that, and that's enough soy sauce. But in baking, it literally, when it says 1 tablespoon, it literally means 1 tablespoon, right? Like you can go over by like a few grams, but you know, tablespoon is a tablespoon, and that's why baking is more hard, because it's like more strict. There's a channel where like the dude's like, baking so easy, and it's like, no, baking's not easy. Shut up. Like, you're following a recipe. Try and I can probably, there's some recipes I can probably cook with my eyes closed, right? There is no baking recipe that I can do with my eyes closed. I just need to wash my hands to get the tomato sauce off, because I'm gonna handle this cheese, and I don't want to get tomato sauce on any leftover cheese that I might have. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, if I forgot it, it wasn't important. But I think pizza should be cheesy, a little spicy, should have a little sweetness to it. It should be very, very savory, very fatty. I love how mozzarella rips. It's like strands, like fibers. It's so cool. Some people skimp out a lot on the cheese part. I think that's weird. I don't like that. But I guess like different types of pizzas, you know, don't require that much cheese. I also find it weird, like people who just like plop down cheese, like right in the middle. Like when you see a lot of Neapolitan cheese pizzas, or Neapolitan pizzas, they just like, you know, just a boop 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 boop, some, you know, just rips of big chunks of like wet mozzarella. To me, that's like kind of weird, because you know, some bites you're getting a lot of cheese, some bites you might not get any cheese. At least to me, that's what it seems like. But I like a lot of cheese. Cheese. So I eat pizza. Some more cheese right there. And maybe some right here, right here. Oh God. I hurt my foot the other day, because I was wearing like the really office shoes, and you're not supposed to walk around too long with office shoes. And I was just speed walking with them like all day. And it was like, I have two friends who are so fast, right? They are fast as fuck. And the reason why they are is because one of them is super tall, and the other one is not tall. He's the same height as me, but he like runs like he's like a hamster. The dude like, you know, moves his legs so fast. He's always speed walking. It's crazy. I don't like that. No, I want it to be like more disorganized. I want it to be like, Can I eat this? What does this say? No. I threw away the paper. Well, might as well. I think yeah, I can. Yummy. Watch me like die like tonight from food poisoning. Oh yeah, that's a nice brown color right there. Oh yeah. Whew. I love the way pork browns. This pork is like so fatty, so it browns so well. Let me just see. I don't know. And you know that cooked pork over there, the rest of the sausage, I'm gonna turn that into I'm gonna put it in the fridge. I'm gonna turn it into biscuits and gravy. I love biscuits and gravy. You know, growing up in the South, it's like made me like foods that I would otherwise never have liked, right? I feel like if I grew up anywhere else, right, I would not like tuna salad. If I grew up anywhere else, I would have never known tuna salad sandwiches. I would have never known about like chili dogs because I wouldn't have cared for it, you know? Because like if I lived in a big city, for example, right, and had access to Chinese food, I would probably be just eating Chinese food every day, right? And I wouldn't have never experienced like other foods, right? I mean, I know that they experience other foods. I'm saying like I wouldn't go out of my way to like eat other foods because I would always have Chinese food at hand. So I wouldn't have eaten biscuits and gravy as much as I would have as a kid. I wouldn't have eaten tuna salad sandwiches as much as a kid because I would always have access to Chinese food, right? You know, growing up in like North Carolina, didn't really you know, you want to go to a Chinese restaurant in North Carolina, you know, drive all the way to Charlotte. That's a long drive depending on where you live. Where I lived, it was like a 3-4 hour drive. So not a 3 or 4 hour. It was like 2. It was 3 hours. Yeah, it was like a 3 hour drive. Right. So we only drove to Charlotte on special occasions to eat like, you know, fancy Chinese foods. So unlike other people, I don't really have like a big history on like Chinese food like that. A big, I wouldn't say history, more like a liking or preference to it. My preferences and likes towards certain foods have been kind of spread apart to like American food as well as Chinese food. Yeah, I wonder how I'd turn out if I was like raised in a different city, like, I don't know, New York or something like that. I'd probably be hyper liberal. Probably eat dim sum like every weekend or something. I would be so Chinese. I feel like I get made fun of a lot because I'm not because I'm so Chinese on the outside, but in the inside I'm like American AF. I didn't even realize that sausage was still cooking. I thought I turned it off. But you know, I don't mind that. Okay. The plan is I'm gonna increase the temperature to, it was 450. I'm gonna increase it to 475. And then I'm gonna put this right here. Ooh, that's not good. Get back on there. Where it will cook. Okay, so